Hi, in today's video, we are going to talk about Royal Enfield, one of the most successful and most loved brand in India. This brand needs no introduction. But did you know that 20 years back, this exact brand was on the verge of bankruptcy? So what happened? How did it manage to overcome this challenge? What did it do to revive itself? Were the marketing strategies used? In today's video, let's understand this. Royal Enfield is currently a part of Eicher Motors, headquartered in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. But before that, it was owned by Enfield Manufacturing Company, headquartered in England, which was started in 1899. The company first started manufacturing bicycles, then it went on to manufacture quadricycles, and in 1901, it sold its first Royal Enfield 239cc bike, which went on to become a big hit. The demand for this bike increased in First World War when British and Russian governments signed a contract with the company. The bike was used for multiple purposes like driving on difficult terrain or even loading a machine gun. In World War II, a Royal Enfield bike was specially designed to be dropped on the field through a parachute. In 1955, Indian government ordered 800 350cc bikes from Enfield for its army and police personnel, and the Bullet 350 was chosen as a suitable choice. And this paved the way for Enfield's bike manufacturing in India, which was partnered with Madras Motors. And by 1962, all the parts were made in India. Enfield's bike had a cult following, but the company was facing losses because of poor management and bad financial decisions. On the other hand, Eicher Motors, which was led by Vikram Lal, wanted to expand their business, so they saw an opportunity in Royal Enfield's bike. Because of which, they decided to collaborate with the company in 1990, and by 1994, they acquired the entire loss making company with the hope that it will change their fortune. However, by 2000, the Eicher Motors reached their lowest point in sales, that is just 2000 units sold in the financial year, and even the Eicher Motors was on the verge of bankruptcy. Eicher Motors' purchase of Enfield brand proved to be a bad decision for Vikram Lal, as the brand was already facing challenges like poor quality that resulted in oil leakages, engine failure, snapping of clutch, which required a very high yearly maintenance cost to manage. Also, the bike was suffering from an outdated design, where gear lever was to the right side and was far from rider's foot. That resulted in difficulty in riding the bike. Also, the bike had a daunting kickstart. To add to it, entry of affordable Japanese bikes in India changed the taste of Indian consumers. The board of Eicher Motors wanted to sell the loss-making Enfield brand, but it was Siddharth Lal, the son of Vikram Lal, who stood up against the entire board and wanted to revive the fate of this loss-making company. The first and foremost thing that Siddharth did was that he sold off 13 out of 15 businesses that were under Eicher Motors and kept only two businesses that were trucks and bikes. This made company focus more on these two products and paved way for more cash liquidity in the business. He realized the problem with sales of bike is faulty manufacturing, and soon they began working on it by shifting the gear lever to left side closer to the foot of rider, installing modern engines to increase the efficiency of the bike. However, he wanted the legendary old sound of Bullet, which was not possible because of new kinds of engines installed. So they even consulted international experts and did sound mapping for over 1000 hours to create maximum possible rhythmic beats, which led to retaining of 70% of original beat sound. And in this manner, they kept the original vintage look of the bike and gave it new features as well. By 2005, faulty issues began to disappear and Siddharth began working on branding of the bike. By organizing trips and motorcycling events, he promoted the idea of ideal road trips. He even tried to equate the idea of road trips with the brand Royal Enfield. By 2010, there came a major boost in revenue and sales with social media promotions and marketing. The branding of bike as a mountain bike worked and it soon became a cult, and this bike became a dream of every boy in his teenage. Also, to build trust of its consumers, even after seeing a huge demand of the bike, Siddharth did not increase the prices and they were kept at a stable rates to cater the price sensitive markets of India. This led to continuous demand of the bike. 20 years ago, the company that sold only 2000 units of bike has now 3 months of waiting period. This was the journey of Royal Enfield, one of the most loved brands in India. What I learned from this case study is no matter how big a brand is, it could fail with time. The only way to keep a brand relevant is to understand the market requirements and keep innovating. And on this note, we conclude.